Well, no, she didn't give much detail about that at all, really, only saying that it will take some time, and we believe it could take weeks, months, possibly not even be sorted out by Christmas. But she did say that she's looking to enter into exploratory talks with all potential partners with her party. Now, when she said that, she also mentioned the Social Democrats. Very interesting, because the Social Democrats have said that they do not want to be a part of her new coalition. In fact, they've said that a number of times now. They were, of course, her partner in the previous parliament we've just seen now, but they're choosing to go it alone, which really means she's left with just the one option. And the one option is to form an alliance with a couple of parties, including the Greens and the Free Democrats, which are a pro-business party. That's going to be extraordinarily difficult because the two have quite different political platforms, particularly when it comes to the environment, to economics, to all sorts of things here in Germany. So she's going to have a real task on her hands in drawing them all together and getting them not only to come together and sign what's essentially a marriage certificate to join up in this coalition, but also to actually effectively govern once they are all together. But as you said, it was a conciliatory approach, a conciliatory tone that she struck there in that press conference. I think it was vintage, actually, Angela Merkel, showing that she can be the adult in the room. But very interestingly, she didn't seem to concede at all throughout that press conference that perhaps the open border migration policy might have been a mistake, or even that her leadership may be up. She said she was asked a number of times, was it time to rethink the personnel within her party? And she answered by saying, I didn't make a decision lightly to run again for election this year, and she seems determined to keep going on.
Well, everybody's talking about the result of the far right, the AfD party, but it seems internally they're already fighting. How's that playing out?
Absolutely. They held a press conference themselves a couple of hours ago, and it wasn't long into that press conference that their co-leader actually stormed out of that press conference, announcing that she no longer wanted to sit in Parliament as part of the AfD team, essentially saying she doesn't want to be part of that party really anymore. It came as a shock to the journalists, and certainly came as a shock to her colleagues who had no idea she was about to do that. And that perhaps gives you an idea of some of the chaos behind the scenes in this party. It's clearly a splintered and fractured party already. We know that she'd been having a little trouble with members of the party over the direction of their organisation going forward. She'd been hoping to rein in some of their more controversial policies. She wants to perhaps have a broader appeal, maybe be a party that could be in government by the next election, and she feels the only way to do that is to take away some of the radical elements. Well, it appears her colleagues don't necessarily disagree, and they want to go full steam ahead with their more radical proposals. So certainly we may have got a taste of what's to come with that party going forward.
Sarah Morice there. Thank you very much, Sarah. Now we will cross to Jack Parrock, who is in Brussels. Now, Jack, tell me, is there any kind of reaction out of there from the Europeans?
Yeah, we've heard from the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker essentially saying that Germany needs a stable coalition and encouraging Chancellor Merkel to get on with these negotiations about this coalition. We'll have to wait and see how it does form. But really, as far as Brussels goes, having Angela Merkel secure and having a secure German chancellery and Bundestag is really crucial for Europe, especially as we enter and continue to go through the Brexit negotiations, the fourth round of which are beginning here in Brussels today.
How could this affect the Brexit negotiations and Europe's stance?
Well, essentially, when it comes to Brexit, it looks like the Germans, as with most European Union decisions and agreements and negotiations, takes the lead. If Angela Merkel gets completely embroiled in domestic politics as she tries to form a coalition, if that takes a number of months, then it could land on somebody else's table, probably France and President Emmanuel Macron.
Okay.
What it looks like from a Brussels point of view, though, is we see a lot of these coalition negotiations take some time. Still in the Netherlands, since their election in March, there's still no government formed. Angela Merkel will clearly be hoping that that doesn't take so long for her. But also what we're seeing is that President Macron is trying to push through this sort of Eurozone integration, bring Europe closer together. And he was hoping that Angela Merkel would be on side with that. Instead, if she's sidetracked on domestic politics, it will take him to take the lead on that and potentially Brexit. So there's a lot at stake here for Europe, and they want to see the German government formed as quickly as possible, however that coalition does come about.